start.
And joining us for this first press conference is Lando Norris from McLaren, Max Verstappen from Red Bull, Fernando Alonso from Aston Martin, Alex Albon from Williams, Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes, and we will be joined by Carlos Sainz from Ferrari. So, Lando, you're closest to me, so you'll start off. Obviously, we've had a bit of a break since the testing, and McLaren last year made such a rapid rate of development. Where are you at ahead of the first race? What are your thoughts and feelings?
Good question.
Come on, Carlos.
It's a question I think everyone's asking. I think we kind of have a rough idea of where we're at, but we don't actually really know where we stand comparing to a few other teams. I think it's clear the top two, then there's a bit of a bunch behind, which is Mercedes, Aston, us kind of thing. But in terms of just how the preseason test went, it was a lot better than last year, and we're in a much better position than last year, so that's the most important thing.
Okay, brilliant. Max, I'll come to you next. It looks like Adrian Newey has delivered you another car to beat this year. Had a couple of days to settle since last in the RB20. How are you feeling ahead of the first race?
Yeah, we had a good test. Lots of laps. You could do, the whole program, and I felt comfortable with the car. So I guess from that side, it is all very promising. But you never know in the weekend. I'm just excited to get started and to see where we're at.
Brilliant. Fernando, if I could come to you next, please. Now, the Bahrain circuit celebrates 20 years this year, and you were the only driver on the current grid that was here for the first one and has raced here the most. I just wondered if you had any standouts from racing at this circuit over the last 20 or so years that it's been on the calendar, and how you've seen this place evolve over that time.
Well, definitely it did change a lot in 20 years, but I still remember the first race. Obviously 2005 and 6, second and third race was great for us with the wins. The only time we raced in the very long circuit, 2010, that was also a nice experience, and I think the track kept more or less the character of Bahrain, with a very demanding for tires, for brakes. Obviously now we race at night, so the temperatures are a little bit more easier for everybody, but yeah, I think it's still a very cool place to race. Good action on Sundays or Saturdays this year, but it's a great place to start the season.
Brilliant, thank you, Fernando. Alex, I'll come to you next as you're on, well, that's the order it is, so we'll go with it. Williams had a really good improved season last year, clinching 7th in the Constructors. What are your hopes and expectations now for this weekend, and what would you be happy with come the end of the year?
To be honest with you, I don't think the positions have changed so much. I don't think the order's going to be so different, but the grouping is tightened up massively. So there is not really a P10 team anymore. I think obviously Red Bull might have a little bit of an advantage, and there's still a top midfield section and a bottom midfield section. But that's kind of our hunting grounds. I think depending on the circuit and what track suits us or not, we'll be on the either in the midfield or a little bit further back. But that's all to see. I don't think anyone really knows where we are right now.
Brilliant, thanks, Alex. Lewis, obviously a big winter for you, a very busy off-season, but now full focus on the first race of the year. What's the atmosphere like in the team post-test?
Pretty good. Same as every year, really. Everyone's really focused, it's always an exciting time of the year, and you see everyone just coming together and everyone just getting on with their job. Everyone's really great motivation within the team, and we have a better platform to work off from this year. We still have some problems that we're having to work through, and it's not perfect, but it's definitely a better starting place from the past 2 years. So we are relatively happy in that respect. We're not where we want to be. We're not competing with the guys at the front, but we work towards it.
Okay, thank you, Lewis. Carlos, finally, last but not least, thoughts ahead of this season, the longest ever season in Formula One. It will be your last one with Ferrari. What are your motivations going into this weekend?
Yeah, as you said, one of the longest F1 season up to date. We're here in race 1, getting ready. Felt like the last race was yesterday, when we were in Abu Dhabi. So winters keep getting shorter, testing keeps getting shorter, and you're just constantly racing now almost, no? So feel like we haven't lost the rhythm. We had a good first test. By good test, I mean good understanding of the car, and managed to get all the tests that we wanted to get out of the way. And now, we feel ready and prepared for this race 1.
Brilliant. Thank you, gents.